Marcus here with another installment of my new series, Rock and Roll History. Today we're going to be talking about the history of Metallica's second album, Ride the Lightning. So if you're new to my channel and you want to see other cool videos like this, please subscribe. So Ride the Lightning was released on July 27th, 1984 by the independent record label Megaforce Records. The album was recorded in 3 weeks with producer Flemming Rosman at Sweet Silence Studios in Copenhagen, Denmark. The artwork based on a concept by the band depicts an electric chair being struck by lightning flowing from the band logo. The title was taken from a passage in Stephen King's novel The Stand, in which a character uses the phrase to refer to execution by electric chair. Although rooted in the thrash metal genre, the album showcased the band's musical growth and lyrical sophistication, and bassist Cliff Burton introduced the basics of music theory to the band and had more input in the songwriting beyond the fast tempos of its debut album Kill 'Em All. Metallica broadened its approach by employing acoustic guitars, extended instrumentals, and more complex harmonies. The overall recording costs were paid by Metallica's European label, Music for Nations, because Megaforce was unable to cover it. It is the last album to feature songwriting contributions from former lead guitarist Dave Mustaine, and the first to feature contributions from successor Kirk Hammett. It also received a lot of high praise and all that stuff. Cliff Burton, if you knew from my first video that I did of this, Cliff Burton tragically died during their third album, Master of Puppets. So their bassist that they had after that was Jason Newsted, and he's been replaced by Robert Trujillo, so in the current version of Metallica. And so Cliff Burton isn't around anymore, which is unfortunate. But if you ever play this album, it's a great album, and I recommend it to everybody. Because, Ride the Lightning had a bunch of great songs on it. It had one official single, and then there were a couple other songs that later became singles after the album became huge. So, and the interesting thing is it peaked at number 100 on the Billboard 200 despite virtually no radio exposure. And although 75,000 copies were initially pressed for the American market, the album sold 500,000 by November 1987. So we're going to talk about the singles, or the songs, I should say, that you hear on the radio all the time. Those are the songs For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black, and of course Creeping Death were the big singles that Metallica had from that album, although the official, only real big single from it was Creeping Death. I do know that a lot of the lyrical aspects from this album dealt with heavy themes such as depression, mental health, anti-war, and stuff like that. And Metallica is one of the greatest metal bands of all time, most importantly thrash metal bands. They're considered the grandfathers of thrash, and without them there would virtually be no Metallica or thrash metal without them. So it's kind of they're really, really important to the brand of Metallica. So, and like I said, you know, it charted at number 100 on the Billboard. And it was a great song all around. And it's received generally favorable reviews. So, um, I do know that Fade to Black was the genre's first power ballad. At least a lot of people consider it that for the thrash metal genre. And that song, in my opinion, is one of the best Metallica songs, and it's one of my favorite Metallica songs. Um, and Metallica, um, you know, they've come a long way from their beginnings in 1984 and 1983, and even before then. So every time I get to listen to Metallica, it gives me a new experience. And after you get done watching this video, I recommend you listen to um, uh, Ride the Lightning. It's a great album, underrated album. And while you're at it, I'd also go back and listen to the Metallica self-titled album, or the Black Album as it's referred to, because that one's also got some great material. And I see some similarities between the two albums. So, just thought I'd do this video, give you guys a little history and insight into the album. I do know that the song Fade to Black, James Hetfield lost it after losing a guitar amplifier that his mother had given him. And it was a really emotional time for him, and he was dealing with some personal issues. So that's why he wrote Fade to Black. And For Whom the Bell Tolls, I know I've heard is a anti-war song. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say for today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, guys? Peace out.